When you play as chickens, it's 4-player coupe instead of co-op.
Oh my god.
Right? Right, guys?
That's so good.
Anyone?
Justin, you're fired.
You just removed the hyphen.
Justin, you're hired.
Good, because I think I just got fired from PlayStation. with
We
that
just
joke.
unplugged his microphone. Hey folks, welcome back to PlayStation Underground. You got Kristen and Justin here, and
Hey,
we
hey.
are taking a look at Guacamelee 2. We're playing on a PS4 Pro right now, and we are also joined by Graham and Augusto from DrinkBox Studios. Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for showing the game today. We are looking at something really colorful and bright here. What are we looking at right now?
So this is an area. It's about halfway into the game.
Okay.
It's called the Obsidian Temple.
Ooh.
Juan.
Already a chicken sighting.
Yeah. Juan Aguacate, he's on an adventure right now trying to stop the evil henchman from obtaining 3 relics.
Ooh.
And Juan has already gotten the first relic.
Okay.
The second relic is somewhere hidden in this temple, so we're now exploring the temple, and we also see that the evil henchmen are also exploring the temple at the same time, trying to find it before us.
All right, so we're moving through here.
Yeah.
So back at PSX, I played a demo of the game, and I fought this guy, and he was
Yeah.
an amazing boss fight. But I think that because I have been playing the game a little bit, and I'm a little early, and I fought him once. So I guess that does he like come back, and is he kind of like a recurring character throughout the game?
Yeah, so his name is El Muñeco. He's kind of like a bad birthday party magician / Casanova.
Yes.
Travels with an entourage of chickens. Yeah, he's the first boss in the game that you fight, and at this point you've already defeated him and taken the relic that he was trying to get. So
Okay.
he's kind of trying to redeem himself in the eyes of the
Trying to get one step ahead of you now.
yeah, the main boss Salvador. He's pretty upset with Muñeco at this point. So
We've got some tricky platforming challenging going on
I was
here.
going to say, it's interesting to see the different kinds of moves that he's using to make his way across.
yeah, so the Obsidian Temple is kind of weird. It doesn't really obey the laws of gravity in the same way as other parts of the game do.
Okay.
So you'll see like lava on the ceiling, and it has shifting walls.
That's not normal, lava
Yeah.
on the ceiling. What's happening here?
So you're going to get to see a couple of new enemies here from Guacamelee 2. The guy at the top there, he's a shaman, and he spawns enemies. So
Got it.
if you don't take him out quickly, he'll
He'll just
spawn.
keep bringing them out.
Yeah, and
So take out the shaman first.
that's right. Yeah, these enemies are pretty tough too. They hit you really hard and knock you up.
They got a big wind up though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got a giant hand that they can knock you back with.
And no good fight is complete without busting a pinata at the end, right?
As they all should. I just love the style here. What drove you guys to sort of expand the world from the first Guacamelee?
In the first Guacamelee, when we were developing the game, we had a lot of ideas that we just didn't have time to get into the game.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of ideas for different types of enemies and bosses and different environments.
Yeah. Did I hear correctly that this one has like twice the enemy types from the first one?
Yeah, so all the enemies from the first one are coming back,
Mhm.
plus a whole slew of additional ones this time
Nice.
around. Yeah. So here's an example of like just a basic challenge room that it's actually quite hard.
Nice.
Augusto made it look easy.
It usually takes me
Oh
like
my
20
God.
tries.
Yeah. So he just got the third piece of a upgrade for his stamina.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
You can see in the top left of the screen, there's like these little yellow circles. Whenever he used one of his more powerful moves, it consumes a circle, and you have to wait a little bit of time to get
Okay.
the circles to come back.
And one thing I love about Guacamelee is how you use those powerful moves, not only in combat, but also to traverse the environment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Those are your kind of the moves that you unlock that let you go to different places and unlock different parts of the map.
Yeah, yeah.
Pull your power. That's what I love about this game. You can just turn into a chicken, move your way through the world.
Game of the year.
All
Yeah.
good games have you turning into a chicken.
Best game starring a luchador who can turn into a chicken of 2018.
Yeah, so the chicken plays a much bigger role in Guacamelee 2. In the first game, you were typically focused on, although you do get the ability to turn into a chicken,
Mhm.
it's only useful for going through tunnels in the original game.
Right.
You have a very, very basic peck attack. But in the sequel, the chicken has its own whole set of moves that.
Love it.
Well,
that
they
you can
figure
unlock
into the
over course.
story too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a whole chicken subplot happening.
Something about a chicken
Oh
Illuminati.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the chicken Illuminati. You meet them shortly after this point in the game, and
Amazing.
they give you kind of a side quest. It's kind of an optional side quest that you can do to to distract yourself from the main game if you want to.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever side quests you put in this game, I'm gonna do all of them.
So this is another new enemy. We call him Slowpoke. When you're inside of that circle, you move slower, but enemies don't. So
Interesting.
they put you at a disadvantage. You can see he's falling slower.
Yeah.
And you can only break their green shield by using a slam attack on them.
Shablam.
Boom.
I love it.
So yeah, when was the decision made within the studio to say, you know what, I think it's time for Guacamelee 2?
Yeah.
I guess like just as we were wrapping up Severed, we're talking about new ideas, and we had enough time while we were working on Severed for about 2 years to formulate something we thought would be interesting to bring to the sequel. Not to mention we had a lot of ideas that we had that we weren't able to implement the first time around just because of time constraints.
Oh, no. All right.
Well, and Severed was really well received. It got a lot of great ratings. Were you guys influenced by that critical reception when you were creating Guacamelee 2? Did any ideas from Severed end up in Guacamelee 2?
Not so much. No, the gameplay and the story are just so different with Severed that Guacamelee is kind of its own thing. Yeah, it's even the tone of the game. Like Severed is much more serious and dark.
Yeah,
Guacamelee is so lighthearted and goofy.
Yeah, I was surprised when I played Severed. I was like, wait, that's not what I expect from this studio.
So yeah, you're seeing a bunch of additional mechanics here, where like every level in Guacamelee 2 has different environmental mechanics. So you're in the previous room, you were seeing like these dimension waves that are moving, and also
and your enemies sort of are affected by it as well.
Yeah, and these are on the left of the screen here, you'll see these gravity zones that you move up and down through. And when you swap dimensions, which is another big mechanic in the game, you're swapping between the living and the dead world. Well, sometimes things are different between the two dimensions, and those gravity zones will move in different directions, so depending which dimension you're in.
Got it.
The dimension swapping is such a brain twister when you're playing some of these difficult platforming sections.
Yeah. In the original Guacamelee, I remember a lot of people had trouble wrapping their head around it. I think we're trying to introduce it a little bit slower this time around, so that you have more time to. The game is actually quite a bit longer this time, so we can take more time to introduce things over a longer period of time. So.
Oh no. Throwing some bones at you.
Yeah.
So this bone to pick.
So now we're seeing, a single player, but this game now has 4 local co-op right now. 4 player.
That's right. So at any time you can have friends jump in or jump out just by grabbing a controller and pushing X to start up.
I'm always looking for a good local co-op game.
Yeah,
this is
super
definitely on my list.
Super arcade, like a holdover from the old co-op or coin-op days.
Yeah, and each of the 4 players will have different colors to match the PlayStation light bar colors. So it's easy. It's easier.
Are there
to find
chickens different colors too?
Yes, they are.
Yes.
When you play as chickens, it's 4-player coupe instead of co-op.
Oh my god!
Right, guys?
That's so good.
Anyone?
Justin, you're fired.
You just removed the hyphen.
Justin, you're hired.
Good, because I think I just got fired from PlayStation.
We just unplugged his microphone. Oh my gosh.
So we have another little side challenge in this room here. It's,
Nice.
anytime you come into a room and you see a chest like this,
This sounds tough.
I would probably do that 80 times. Just fall into the fire. Fall into the fire.
No.
I can do this.
So how crazy does it get when you have 4 players on the screen doing this stuff? Is it even feasible to play with 4 players?
Yeah. So some things are a lot easier, some things are harder, but it's a lot of fun because you can kind of interfere with each other in weird ways when you're dimension swapping and stuff like that.
Could it be that one person is making the dimension swap while the other's trying to crawl through?
Yeah. So all the players have the ability to control their own dimension swap by just flipping themselves to the other dimension, and they turn into like shadows. But then they can also change the dimension for everybody with a different trigger.
Nice.
But
Yeah, I think it's R1 changes your dimension, R2 changes everybody's dimension.
That's right. Yeah. All right, Augusto's accumulated some money here, so he's going to buy a couple of upgrades. This is another new thing for Guacamelee 2. As you're playing through the game, you'll meet these different trainers, and Flameface is coming back. He's one of the trainers in Guacamelee 2. Augusto just bought a bunch of grappling moves so that he can... he can almost die.
So is it just that you have to meet the trainer to unlock that skill set? Or
that's right.
Okay.
And then each of the trainers has a different kind of category of skills that they teach you. So
And you meet them pretty early on in the game, right?
Yeah.
So you can, once you have those skill trees unlocked, you can kind of start building up your own play style however you want to play through the game.
That's right.
Oh my god.
A lot of the trainers, well, all the trainers have like a skill at the bottom of their tree that you can't buy until you've purchased everything else. That's really powerful. So things like you can crouch to get health back is a super powerful upgrade that's almost necessary for some of the harder end game challenges.
Yeah, that sounds very useful.
Yeah.
I'm more about like unlocking more traversal methods up front and being able to explore more.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
Making my punches more powerful so I can plow through enemies quickly.
Nice.
So yeah, we kind of shortcutted here. We already finished two of the 3 wings.
Thanks, sucker.
So we've opened a portal now to a secret area in this temple.
God, I love all the quips in this game. It's just so lighthearted.
Well, this level doesn't look finished.
So yeah, someone had an idea way back. We wanted to do something kind of like Unfinished Swan style.
Oh yes.
So yeah, in this area we have these summoning shaman.
Where you can't see where
Yeah.
you're moving. I see.
So Augusto kind of knows the area pretty well at this point, but when you first come in here, you kind of have to explore a little bit, kill guys to reveal what the map actually looks like. It's a bit of a little maze.
cool.
This is great.
Oh my gosh.
Can you do the rocket kick? There we go.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, this is rad.
I see. And we got that shaman in the corner that
Yeah.
we want to get rid of.
So the shaman makes sure that there's still plenty of guys for you to kill to make the
Yeah.
splats. Yeah.
Oh goodness. So how long do you think it'll take players to figure this area out the first time they play through it?
It was
Augusto's making it look
yeah.
really easy.
It used to be really hard, and we scaled it way back.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember it was way too difficult for
Was
the
there
point.
some focus testing and people just like gave up?
We've done so much focus testing on Guacamelee 2, more than we've ever. We typically do a lot of focus testing, but this time around we were for the last 6 months, almost every week we had people coming in to play the game.
Oh wow.
And they'd come in for 3 days to try and beat it, 3 days in a row. So I think the difficulty is pretty fair.
I must have missed my invite for that focus
You're just
testing.
ruining this guy's day.
Oh yeah. Don't tell him about the last room there. Yeah.
I love it.
So this is Whitepack. She's one of the henchwomen of Salvador, and she's like a kind of she's a practicer of dark magic.
Okay.
Darkest canine sorceries.
Yeah.
Go ahead and wrestle me. I love it. I love it.
I was just commenting before we started recording too. It's easy to look at this game in motion and say, "Wow, it looks awesome," but then when you start playing it, you realize, "Oh, the music is also fantastic."
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been really lucky to work with some incredible composers and musicians for Guacamelee 2.
Are you working with multiple composers?
Yeah, so for the original game, we worked with Peter Chapman and Ram Prisco, and they both came back this time.
Oh, cool.
And we also started working with Mariachi Entertainment System for a couple of the tracks in the game. They're famous for doing.
Is that like chiptune mariachi?
Well, they take popular video games and then do mariachi versions live.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, live recordings. They're
That is
incredible
awesome.
musicians. Yeah.
Man, so you're having to use these combat mechanics to kind of keep yourself afloat, kind of like utilizing the traversal side of the mechanics at the same time that you're fighting these things. Really interesting way to approach combat scenarios here.
Yeah. It's like sometimes you have to do some super moves, like your fighting moves in the air to keep yourself up there longer, that you don't get hit by like a beam of light. And, so yeah, Whitepack is manipulating the environment between these phases to change the arena setup.
You can't get to them.
Yeah.
And I love the dodge mechanic in this game. It feels so good to pull off. What's the term for it? Hit stun or hit confirm or I forget what
hit pause.
Hit pause.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, where it just kind of like freezes for just a second when you dodge through something to give you that confirmation that you just dodged that. It feels so satisfying.
Thank you. Yeah. We spent a lot of time playing around with those things for sure, trying to make them feel good. Yeah.
Vientos.
Oh, getting smaller.
Yeah.
I like that it gets more contained.
Yeah, and then you put a big enemy
Oh,
in there.
no.
Too.
Oh, good. Yeah, sure. Nothing can go wrong. Thank goodness he can stick to walls indefinitely.
Yeah.
If he started sliding down or something, that would just make things so much more stressful.
Yeah, it's tricky because you got to keep an eye on the giant in the middle with you, plus white pack on the sides. Like, yeah. All right, let's get a chance to wail on her a little bit.
Yeah, there's almost like it felt kind of bullet hell-ish, like bullet hell light going on there while you were fighting that stuff.
Yeah.
With, you know, the projectiles coming in from the sides and everything.
What is
so these enemies are exploding enemies. They do a lot of damage
Naturally.
if you don't kill them before the timer expires. And they're all being shielded by different colors, which means you have to use the matching color or super move to break the shields before you can damage them. So yeah, the red one requires an uppercut.
So now we're getting to a point where you're integrating the chicken transformations into this encounter.
Yeah, yeah. And there's also, the chicken has certain moves that have corresponding colored shields as well, so sometimes you have to switch to a chicken to break a shield.
Was there a certain point where the team said, okay, this is all just getting to be a bit too much, this is turning too confusing? Did you have to scale back on how much players have to switch back and forth and remember dimensions and turn into a chicken, and now you have to do the diagonal smash thing?
There's definitely like a lot of balancing going on, because even with the original game, we're using every single button on the DualShock controller. So we had to be careful not to make it more complicated than it already was. Thankfully, the chicken it's simple enough that it's and intuitive enough that it doesn't add too much confusion.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important to note that what you said about halfway through the game, right?
Yeah.
So by this
we've
point,
unlocked a lot of abilities.
Yeah, by this point, players will become more familiar with. They'll kind of a lot of the moves will be instinctual. You'll just be pressing the buttons without having to think too hard about it.
That's right. I think you're probably about 4 or 5 hours into the game at this point, and each time you're getting a new move, we're training them how to use it, and then introducing it with the other moves.
Yeah, you guys were really good about that in the first game.
Oh boy.
Oh, sure. Naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As they do. I just love the character design in this game. They all look so unique and distinct. I love it.
Thank you.
So how are you going to go about this?
Yeah, I mean, they're
just
they're
punches to the face.
They're like daring you.
Yes, that's it.
Come on. Good opportunity to just rack up a combo here, though. If you want to make the numbers go up.
Yeah.
Oh, you got this.
Oh, come on. You can do it.
Oh. I'm living for the reaction.
Oh, good. Yeah, we're inside now.
I see.
So she has some commentary while you're beating up her insides. That's pretty funny.
Oh, that would hurt.
Yeah, doesn't the boss know how video game bosses work? Obviously, you're just going to go and defeat her from the inside. El otro mundo. Doesn't that just mean the other world?
What does that mean?
Yes.
Other world?
Yeah.
Other world.
Wait, that was the same woman?
Yeah. Oh. No, that's just Data. She's like
I see.
She's your co-op partner.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was about to be like, what sort of radical transformation just happened?
Fun note on the co-op, by the way, when you go to get to the little checkpoints, you can press triangle, I think, and you can select different skins for each player playing the game.
Yeah, yeah. You can you can customize your what character skin you're playing as, and as you're playing through the game, you can unlock new skins by doing different challenges and stuff as well. Yeah.
So is this the relic that we needed to capture?
Yep,
exactly.
That's it.
Obsidian relic.
Yay! We did it.
Ruh-roh.
Oh.
This is Salvador's appearance.
So he's the big bad.
Yeah.
So what's his goal with the relics?
He needs 3 relics to open the portal to the Netherverse, to the Otro Mundo. To get a sacred guacamole.
Sacred guacamole, okay.
There it is.
I mean, I really like guacamole. If I heard about a really good guacamole, I might get it.
I might become evil to get my hands on it. Oh, Justin, you're right. The music is just awesome in this moment.
You guys do like soundtracks for your games, or are you talking about releasing a soundtrack for this one?
Yeah, where someone back in the offices, I think, is working on that right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, just trying to get all the tracks together to make sense on a soundtrack. Gotta add endings and fade outs and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Man. I love that the dialogue has so many puns, so many jokes. At what point do you guys decide, like, too many puns, let's dial that one back?
I don't know.
Or do you just, like, throw
we've
them
never
more
hit
in?
that point.
I don't
I
think.
love it. There's no limit.
Just keep them coming.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
There's a pretty funny joke here that we didn't see the setup for it, but you'll see the punchline.
Cool.
When you're first making your way into the obsidian temple here, you pass by this little boy who's building a statue, and he's all proud of his statue, how long it took him to make the statue. And now you're going to see the boy again.
Oh, okay.
Just follow me.
The cacti might cushion.
Oh,
No! He's even wearing the mask.
The darkest timeline.
That was a perfect, like, slow zoom into his face.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that's the obsidian temple,
Very
or at least
cool.
part of the level there. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. So when does the game come out?
We're launching on August 21st. Yeah,
That's soon.
Yeah,
I know.
it's like a week away. Less
Man,
than-
I mean, by the time people are watching this, who knows?
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been Guacamelee 2 on PS4. Thank you guys for stopping by, and we'll see you guys next time on PlayStation Underground.
Thank you.